Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel In the Kitchen with Toya. And if you like bread pudding, then this video is for you. So I'm going to show y'all what I'm going to be using. It's super simple and easy. It doesn't take long. So I'm going to be using some whole milk. I'm going to use some whole milk, some vanilla, some ground cinnamon. I have a 1/3 cup of butter, 3 eggs, a 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. This is a cup of raisins, and then this is our French bread we're going to be using. Now, I bought this French bread about a couple days ago just to get it kind of stale, you know. It has to be kind of hard. So I'm going to cut it up and see it's crusty. And that's how you want it. So older is better. So you just cut it up. It don't matter how you cut it up and what size chunks. Some people like chunks in it smaller. Some people like larger. Me, I probably use just a little over half of this loaf. So I'm going to set that there, and then I'm going to cut this in half and just cut them up into some little pieces. Just cut them up into some little pieces. You could use more or less. I usually make too much and wind up overeating on it because it's so good. Or you could just pull it apart with your hands. Either way. Either way is best. You can do it like this too and just break it up. Just break it up. Now, growing up in New Orleans, my mom would always make bread pudding, and I would always pass by and just break a little piece here and there until eventually it's all gone. But it's super, super yummy. Bread pudding, been eating it my whole life. So yeah, you just want to break your bread up like this. And if you get a fresh French bread, all you have to do is put it into the little pieces like this and toast them in the oven for a few minutes. And that'll definitely make them a little more crustier than fresh. It soaks up the milk better. I might use a little more. I might use all of it. And just break it up into little pieces. It's like a family tradition of ours. We love it. And I usually make it into little personal muffins. Sometimes, but today I'm going to bake it into a pan. I'm using my cast iron. I think the cast iron gives me a better crust around the edges. Because y'all know we like those crispy edges. At least I do. Okay, so that's our bread. Give me 1 second. And into this bread, I'm going to start off with 2 cups of milk. Because your bread is like a sponge. It's going to definitely suck up this milk. So I'm going to measure out 2 cups. I'll pour it on in. So suck that up quick. But probably with so much bread, I'm going to try another one. So that's 1 1/2. Okay. I'm going to set that to the side. And you can take your bread and just mash it down into there. Because it's going to soak up the moisture. It's going to soak up. It's like a little sponge. And it's so delicious. And it doesn't take long. Okay. You want a little liquid left in the bottom. You don't want it completely dry. Because when it bakes, it's going to make it all right. Okay. So, to the milk with the bread, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of vanilla. It smells so good. And I'm going to also add 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. This is 1. And if you're looking at this video and you've had it before or you made it before, let me know how you like it. So that's 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. A 1/2 cup of butter. We have a 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar, and it's packed, y'all. Packed brown sugar. And I usually just add a 1/2 cup because your raisins are going to give off moisture. I mean, not moisture. It's going to give off sweetness. So it's going to release its sweetness. So I use a 1/2 cup. And I love it. I love raisins. Some people put fruit cocktails in it. My mom used to put fruit cocktails and hers, and we used to love it. But I'm a raisin lover, so I prefer raisins. This is my 3 eggs that I'm beating, and put it in there. It is super quick and super simple. And I'm gonna take my little spatula and I'm gonna move it all around, get it all mixed up. And when it come out, it'd be a pretty brown. It'd be so yummy after they cool off. Can't wait to dig in, see? And get it all incorporated like that. Make sure all your egg mixture is incorporated. And it don't look too appealing in the beginning, but when it's done, you got yourself a good treat. I'm gonna taste it for sweetness. I might add a little more brown sugar. I'm gonna add a little more brown sugar to it. That was a ½ a cup that I add. Sometimes I use a little more bread. Sometimes I use a little less bread. So today I use a little bit more. So I'm going to add a ½ a cup of brown sugar. Okay, give it a mix. And I said earlier that I'm making mine into a cast iron, but you could use any pan you want. Just make sure it have a little height on the side. Make sure it have a little height on the side. So today I'm going to be using my cast iron. And I take the butter and rub it all around here. Just to, when the butter melts, it'll melt down into the rim of it. And that's what give us the crispier edges. And I'm going to pour what I can in my pan. And give it some room. And that's about good for me. So I'm going to tuck it down. And I'm going to place this into my preheated 350-degree oven for about 30 to 45 minutes. It all depends on your oven. And I'll come back to show you the final results. And after 40 minutes in my 350-degree oven, this is the way your bread pudding should look. You see the crispy sides? A pan of goodness, y'all. And it didn't take that long, and it's super, super delicious. If you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. And I'll be back with another video. Bye.